Now, I don't know about you, but one of the biggest issues I have as a filmmaker and a content creator is constantly trying to decide what sort of audio gear do I use at any one time for a studio shot or a video or an event that I'm filming or client work that I'm dealing with. What do I use? Now, if I'm in the studio, most of the time I will use something like this, a dedicated studio microphone, podcast style microphone, which is constantly fixed here. But I can't take that with me. So then when I'm out and about, I have to carry wireless microphone solutions. So do I carry a shotgun mic if I'm doing vlogging style content or talking head style content? Or do I use a wireless microphone solution? And if I'm doing interviewing, do I still use the wireless microphone? Or do I then have to buy a separate one, which is a dedicated handheld wireless mic? Or do I then just attach this to some sort of stick or tripod or something to then hold it out to talk to my clients with or talk to the person I'm interviewing with? So that now leaves me with 4 different types of microphones, including the one I currently don't have, which is a sort of interview style mic, to try and decide what I'm going to carry with me at any one time. And it's overwhelming. You've got to chuck it all in your camera bag. You've always got to try and figure out what's the best for the right situation. But what if I told you there was one microphone that could solve all of those problems, and it was reasonably priced, and it could do everything all in one? Well, that's where the sponsor of today's video comes in, and this is the brand new Boya Magic Mic. And it is an all-in-one audio solution that does absolutely everything, replaces all of your microphones in one system, and it's reasonably priced. And you've been listening to it this whole time. This is it. So let's have a look at it and see how it works. Now, first of all, I'd like to thank Boya for sending me this microphone and the desktop stand and sponsoring today's video. Now, full disclosure, I do get to keep this item. However, I will be giving my full opinion on this and showcasing its abilities, as well as talking about some of its downfalls. Now, this is really something brand new that doesn't exist in the market, because this is an all-in-one microphone solution that goes with your camera and can be used in any scenario for any content creator. There is nothing out there like this that exists at the moment. Now, inside the case, you get everything that you are going to need in order to use your microphone effectively, including this pill-shaped microphone itself with a wind muff on it or a plosive protector. And then you get this little attachment at the bottom, which can be used to plug directly into your phone via USB-C to get audio straight into your phone. So you can either use the capsule or you can use the wireless mics. Now, inside you get 2 of these tiny pill-shaped microphones that record straight onto whatever receiver you're using. Now, when you've got both of these microphones connected inside the pill-shaped thing, it activates the microphone at the end of the capsule, meaning you can then use that as a desktop mic or a shotgun mic or an interview mic. But as soon as you take them out, you can use them as independent wireless mics. You also get this lovely little fluffy dead cat, which we'll be testing later, and it also doubles up as a nice finger guard that keeps your fingers warm. Then you get the audio adapter, which you can plug into your camera, a USB-C to USB-A cable, and a USB-C to USB-C cable. You also get a lightning connector like the USB-C one I showed you earlier, but in case you have an older iPhone. And this is the wireless receiver that you would connect to your camera if you wanted to use it as a shotgun mic or desktop mic or anything like that. And that is everything inside the box. Now, one thing I find really interesting about this particular product is in the camera gear world, we don't really ever get anything that often that is brand new and innovative and industry changing and game-changing, really. We don't really ever get anything like that. Most of the time we get cameras and lenses and microphones and just gear in general that is minor spec bumps over previous products or slightly better than last time, and it's a slight improvement over the previous models. That's generally what we get. We're in a space right now where camera gear and equipment and audio equipment is so good and so easily accessible that anyone can buy it, anyone can use it. There's tons of tutorials to use stuff online. It's not that often we get something that really does change the space by quite a significant amount. And that's exactly why I like this, because it replaces your shotgun mic on top of your camera. You can easily attach it via the hot shoe and then plug it in via the audio cable, and then you've got a wireless mic solution that is directly connected to your camera. You can use it as a wireless mic if you just remove this, and then you use these 2 microphones in the capsule to be a wireless microphone solution. You can use it as a desktop mic to just sit on your desk for podcasts or talking head YouTube videos like I'm doing right here. And you can even use it as an interview style mic if you're out on the street and you want to interview people, or if you want to do it in your studio, or if you want to do it as a part of a podcast or anything, you can do it just like this and you can just interview people. There is so many ways you can use this, and it is very affordable and it fits in your camera bag, and the audio quality coming out of it is exceptional. Okay, so now I've unscrewed the microphone from the top of the camera, and now we're using it as a handheld interview microphone, and this is what it sounds like. Now there are two tests that we need to do. One is an interview with my beautiful wife. What do you think of the Boya Magic Mic?
It's the first time I've seen it, but it looks a little bit like outside Buckingham Palace with the guards that wear those big hats.
It looks like a Buckingham Palace guard big hat. Okay. What do you think of it as an interview mic?
Looks all right. I have no idea what it would sound like, so it's very hard to say. And you've literally just given it to me for the first time right here, right now.
Sure.
It's kind of like a pet.
Yes, so that brings us on to the second test we need to do, because this little black thing that you get with it is very soft and very fluffy. I don't know if you can see how soft that is, but it is very soft and very fluffy. And we need to do another test to see what is more fluffy, this or Mr. Flanagan here. What do you think, sir? Do you have anything to say about this microphone? He thinks it tastes good. Okay, brilliant. So this is quite fluffy and quite soft. Now he is also quite fluffy and quite soft. Flynn, are you just as fluffy as the mic? You are more fluffy than the mic, and you're cuter. Yes, okay, so you win that round. But other than the fluffy round, which Flynn wins, and he's very happy about it, other than the fluffy round, this microphone is really, really good and works brilliantly as a handheld mic. This is a very quick test of what the Boya Magic Mic sounds like if you're using it as a shotgun mic attached to your camera. Now, it should sound exactly the same as when you're using it as either an interview style or a talking head studio microphone, because essentially you're using the same part. And as I've said before, once you put those two wireless mic receivers inside that long capsule, it then activates the microphone at the end, which then turns it into that shotgun mic or that talking head mic, and this is the result you can get. And then if you wanted to use it as a shotgun mic for vlogging or you're out and about or whatever, then you could use it like this. And then if you wanted to interview someone, all you need to do is unscrew the mic at the top and then just use it as an interview mic. That's what's so great about it. This is what this looks like when it's all connected up, and that is obviously the receiver there, and then the mic screwed in at the top. And then you can just unscrew that if you need it, and then use it as an interview. Or if you want to use it wirelessly, you just take the two wireless mics out of it and then you can use it like that. So you've essentially carrying three mics in one while you're out, and then you've got a fourth one with it being a desktop microphone when you're in the studio. So let me just see what this sounds like as I turn this round, see if you lose the audio quality at all. So this is what it sounds like when it's directly facing you, and then as you move that round, do you lose the audio quality? So if you was trying to talk with the camera behind you, how does that sound? And I can't turn anymore because my arm will fall off. And then bring it back round again. How does this sound? And now it's back on me again. So that is just a very quick look at what the Boya Magic Mic looks like and sounds like. This is on my Sony a7C II and my 16-35 GM2 lens. But that's irrelevant because you're not judging the video, you're judging the what the audio sound like. So let's see how it sounds. And it's very easy to set up because you literally just plug it into the hot shoe at the top, as I've already mentioned, and you've got everything in that little bag. This little bag that you get with it, you've got everything in there that you could possibly need to carry around and carry all these mics in one. But then the wireless mic, so you've obviously got two microphones in here, and you just remove this, and then in this capsule you've then got these two microphones. So you can take one out or you can take both of them out, and what we're going to do is we're going to go outside and we are going to test one of them. Okay, so now we are out in the wild and we are testing the wireless microphone version of the Boya Magic Mic. So I've just got one mic here. Now the good thing about this is I haven't changed anything about the setting on my camera. I set it all up for the shotgun mic with the adapter on the side and the receiver that's now connected to the side of the camera. That's all set up. And then I have got, oh, it's very bright. Let's turn up my shutter speed a little bit. There we go. So I've set that up so it's got the receiver on the side of the camera, and then if I wanted to I could just screw that on the top. I've not changed anything. All I've done is taken one microphone out and I can see that it is still connected. And this is what it sounds like. Now this mic also has two different levels of noise cancellation. Now I'm not using the wind muff that comes with it. Now it does come with two wind muffs or dead cats or whatever you decide to call them. But I'm not going to test that in this, but it does have them if you want to sort of help with noise reduction and things like that. So for the noise reduction and noise cancellation, I'm going to press this little button that's on here. So I'm going to press this little button on here, and that should have activated the first level of noise cancellation. Now, to be honest, it's not that noisy outside. There's some wind, there's some birds, there's some cars in the background, but it's not too noisy. But this is what it sounds like if you don't have the dead cat on it, and this is what the wireless mic sounds like if you are just walking around with a wireless mic out and about, and if you wanted to use it for vlogging or any other reason, really. So let me know what you think. So what are my final thoughts on this particular microphone and its use cases? Well, the only downside that I found of it is it doesn't have any sort of internal recording. So there's no 32-bit float or anything like that. So you don't have any sort of backup recording if you lose connection or anything goes wrong. But to be honest, I wouldn't really say that's an issue. That's more something that people like to have just as a peace of mind thing. It's not really something you need. I don't really need it, so it doesn't really bother me too much. But I think this is a phenomenal addition to anybody's camera bag that you can just carry around with you and use for multiple use cases. And you get two of the microphones with it. So you've got two wireless microphones that you can then use. I can pop them out. And now this is the microphone just on its own as a wireless microphone. Now if I clip this onto my clothing and use it like this, then this is how it will sound just as a wireless microphone, just on its own, clipped on. You can't even tell it's there with a black top I'm wearing. So that is just brilliant. So you let me know in the comments below, what do you think about this? And if you want one, I would recommend checking out the link below, because I am definitely so glad that I got this, and thank you very much for Boya for sending this to me and for sponsoring today's video. But otherwise, thank you very much for watching, everyone. I want you to check this out, and I want you to go and get hold of one because it is a great addition to your camera bag.